and this is my review of this week's episode of Grisaia. Not a bad episode. Really, it's not. I actually really liked it. So if I were to rate, because if you remember 2 episodes ago, I really liked it, but I thought it was way too fast-paced. Last week's episode was shit, and I was ranting for almost 15 minutes. Okay. This week's episode, it's legions fucking better than last week's episode, okay? And I honestly think that it's better than the episode before that, too. I thought now I'm not criticizing the material here, because I really liked what they covered in this episode, although I thought that the material in episode, is this episode 8? I think it is. No, it's episode 7. So yeah, I thought the material in episode 5 was actually better. It had more potential. But I thought this episode just worked out better. Now, that doesn't mean it's not flawed, okay? Because it most certainly is. And I'll get into the flaws later on. But as an entire package, I thought this was a pretty good episode. Okay, so it basically covers Sachi, who is the girl, basically the maid girl of the school. Okay, she's the girl who's apparently a student there, but she also serves as the school's maid as well. Okay, and we learn about her tragic past when she was younger. Her parents apparently were never around, and so she grew to kind of resent them. But she also seemed to still really love them too. She didn't resent them completely. Okay. And on her 10th birthday, her parents tried to spend more time with her, and she didn't want to accept it right away. And so she said some horrible things to them, and of course they were going to forgive her, but she felt horrible about it. So when she was going to forgive them, she saw them get hit by a truck. Okay, and at first it was led to believe that they were both dead, but apparently her mother is still alive. She's just in the hospital, but apparently she's getting better. How you get better from that, from what she turned into, I have no fucking idea. I mean, I would have thought that she would have been a fucking vegetable, okay? After that, the way she looked lying on the ground, I thought for sure she was either a vegetable or dead, okay? We don't know what about her father, so her father might actually be dead. But her mother, well, she's seen in a hospital bed in this episode. So either she's comatose or she was just sleeping but still in really bad shape. But Sachi did say that she's apparently getting better, so apparently she's getting better. Okay, and there was a really touching scene in this episode where her mother wrote a letter to her in this garage, and apparently there was some birthday stuff set up in the garage to basically wish Sachi a really fucking late 10th birthday. Okay, and so that's basically her past. Okay, and apparently, now there's 2 things that weren't explained properly, I don't think, in this episode about Sachi. And that's why I said it's still a flawed episode. First off, apparently Kazami and Sachi had some sort of a past together, they were good friends as kids. Well, it's kind of obvious that Sachi had some sort of romantic feelings for him when they were kids, okay? Or maybe had some sort of a crush on him when they were kids, okay? But it's not really elaborated on too much. We basically just get the gist of it, and then it moves on, okay? And I didn't like that too much, okay? I really wish we got more on that. In addition to that, apparently Sachi's a pyromaniac, and she blows things up because, okay, I think it's all, this chick that's trying so hard to be tsundere but failing at it horribly. I forget what her name is, but even Kazami says it in this episode. She always says some really fucking stupid things, okay? She told Sachi to get rid of the tests because there was a test coming up. Sachi goes so far as to try to blow up the fucking classroom so they don't have a test, okay? Now, I don't dislike Sachi after watching this episode, but damn, her past really fucked her up. I'm not saying that to be rude or to try to diss her character. I'm just saying that's kind of overkill, don't you think? Didn't she ever consider for a second that she was kind of overcompensating? And she did kind of explain the reason is because when someone asks her to do something, she due to her past and the way she treated her parents, she nowadays feels like she's obligated to do it no matter what she has to do. But still, overcompensation, okay? You don't have to blow up the classroom in order to get the test off. I mean, she was able to sneak in there. Couldn't she have just taken the papers and destroyed them or something? Like, to me, that would have seemed like a logical solution. No, she wanted to blow the classroom up. And thankfully, she didn't succeed. Kazami basically ridiculed her, called her an amateur because he knew what she was going to do, and he actually snuck in there, I guess, and reprogrammed them to malfunction once the timer reached 0. So nothing blew up, no one died, no one was injured, nothing was destroyed, and he actually kept it a secret for her and blew up them outside at the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode rather, and actually, I guess, redesigned them to where when they blew up, they would shoot up in the air as fireworks so that her secret would be safe, which was actually really cool, okay? So that's something too, like, about why she would go to such length as blowing up the fucking school so they don't have a test because Miss Pseudo-Tsundere asked her to get rid of the tests. Yeah, it's kind of weird, you know? So those were really my only two major problems with the episode. And they're not, I mean, they're bad, but they're not so bad that it made me hate the episode. Like I said before, I think it's better than the last two episodes, okay? I really do. The material in episode 5 I thought was better. I like the potential it had, but overall I think this episode is better than the last two. It's legions fucking better than last week's episode, because last week's episode was just shit. Okay, it was just shit. Like, top and fucking bottom, unfortunately. And I thought that had the most potential out of all of them. Okay? But, so... yeah, so overall, I thought this was a really good episode of Grisaia once again. Animations always sucked in this series, so I'm not even going to try to comment on that. Music's really fucking good. The drama's really fucking good. I felt really bad for Sachi. Okay, like, if this episode wanted to make me feel bad for her, then it succeeded. I just wish we got more insight on her past with why she would go to such lengths to do something for someone, you know, and also I wish we got more insight on her past with Kazami. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good episode, okay? If you've yet to see this week's episode of Grisaia, then I do recommend it. Unlike last week's episode, I do recommend this one. Okay, and I cannot wait for next week's episode of Grisaia because this one's actually pretty good, despite its couple of flaws. So, yeah, but anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. These after guys, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.